Morning, guys. Unscheduled live stream coming at you today, and the wind is blowing. Uh, Thanks for joining me here on History Saver 1941. And I am out at Arlington National Cemetery right now in Washington, D.C. It is a freezing afternoon, but the sight is beautiful. As you can see, right in front of me are the graves of so many men and women and senators and presidents, and the list just keeps going on of people who have served our country with honor. And guys, this is truly a hallowed place and a very, very cool place to visit if you never have. But nevertheless, we're out here now, and I'm going to take you through just a little bit of what we're doing out here in Arlington, doing some work here today, trying to pinpoint down a couple of soldiers. And guys, if you never visit this place, you've got to. And again, this is a live stream. This will be archived. You can come back later and watch it. We got Art, Nina, and Tracy on here right now. Thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. Art, I gotta order some more rations here soon, so we'll be having some more of those come on the channel pretty soon. And guys, I know the posts and live streams are spread out pretty far and thin right now, but we've just had a lot going on. As you can tell, we're in DC right now, and very cold, but a very cool view, as you can see around me. And guys, this place, if you don't know the history behind Arlington Cemetery, it's truly a cool history to go back and look at and see how this place actually got started. Robert E. Lee actually had a house on the hill right there. You can't quite see it. We'll see that in a minute. But he had a house right there, and during the Civil War, Lee was offered command of the Union Army. Lee turned it down. He said his home is in Virginia, as Arlington is in Arlington, Virginia, right across the line from the District of Columbia. And as you can see the Pentagon in the background and some of DC. But since he revoked that command, chose not to do that, he said his home is in Virginia. He can't go against his home state. So what he done was he took command of the Confederate Army, as you know, everyone knows. But right here on this hill is where Arlington House now presently sits. They're doing some construction. You can see the green barricade there. They're redoing the Arlington House, doing some much needed repairs because they had fallen in disrepair, unfortunately. But a house that old, has to be repaired over time. That house was originally built by relatives of George Washington and Martha Washington, and it was given to Lee. Lee's dad was General White Horse Harry Lee, who fought during the Revolutionary War. He was considered a Revolutionary War hero. And Lee and married into some relatives of the Washington family. They established his home right here, the Arlington House on top of this hill. And they moved into that home. And when the Civil War started, and when Lee said he did not want command of the Union forces, needless to say, people got upset. And because of that, they actually turned his backyard into a graveyard for Union soldiers. That's how Arlington got its start. And since that time, Arlington has turned into this. There are several Civil War soldiers buried on Arlington Hill, directly in front of me here. And we're on the search right now for one particular grave of a gentleman I am working on, doing some research for, and I'm writing a story on. This guy was killed during Vietnam in the plane crash, and a very unfortunate incident that he was in, and it took his life. He's from my hometown. So I've been doing some research of him over time, and we came to Arlington to find his actual grave site today. It is very cold here. It's 20-something degrees this morning. Ice is still on the ground. There's snow still in places here in Arlington, and it's very cold. And guys, this may be kind of a pretty long live stream, or I may break it up and come back to you in a few minutes, but I want to give you a glimpse into the Tomb of the Unknown. And of course, we can't do any talking there, but I can live stream that for you. And if you've never seen the Tomb of the Unknown, it's definitely something worth checking out and worth seeing. But I came here, found his grave, and took some photos of it for the article, and this is going to be a really cool rite. And I may post it on here somewhere so you guys can actually take a look at it. And I'm sure you guys will probably enjoy that. But we are, as I said, in Arlington right now. It is very cold, but it's a very cool place to be. And right now I'm actually headed towards the Tomb of the Unknown, and you guys will get to see some of that. And I may, like I said, pause out this live stream and come back with another. It'll be broken up, but it'll be okay. And hopefully the feed, guys, is doing good here. I don't know. I don't have any feedback from you guys on that yet, so we'll see. And guys, I am coming up on the grave of the gentleman I'm working on right now, and I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can see it. Here's his grave here, right here, Mr. Camp. And he was killed during the Vietnam, right before Vietnam, in 1950. And he was a United States naval aviator. He was a Lieutenant JG, and he was killed in the plane crash. And this is a guy from my hometown, and we're gonna be working on a story on him. And I've been out here searching for his grave most of the morning, finally found it today. And this is a very neat place, as you can tell. If you guys never visited Arlington, it's a must on your list. You have to come through here. You have to do this. I mean, there's just so many guys buried here, so many interesting guys laying estate in this place for their final resting spots, and you will not find a more beautiful place in the United States, and that's without question. This is definitely worth freezing your butt off for. This is definitely worth anything you will do to get here. So the flight to DC is worth just coming here alone. And you can see around me right here, there's Arlington Hill right there where the Arlington house sits. Like I said, they're doing some renovations on Robert E. Lee's home right now. Now, after the war, Robert E. Lee never returned to that home, so apparently it worked with building the Union, burying the Union soldiers in his back graveyard. And we got Sam's World of Rations on with us now. Guys, go check out his channel. Art, Nina, Tracy, Celeste, all these guys. I mean, it's just too many to name off. But you guys know who you are. You follow my channel every time I do something, and I can't thank you enough. But what we're going to do right now, guys, I want you to stay tuned. I will be back with you in just a few minutes. Come back on with me. I'm trying to conserve my battery here because I've got to call an Uber to get back to my hotel. But I'm trying to conserve some battery, but I'm going to come back with you at the Tomb of the Unknown. We have to get up there, and it's right up there on top of that hill. Now, this place is hell to walk, but it's worth it, every minute of it. So we will come back with you at the Tomb of the Unknown, and I'll see you in just a bit before we go in, okay? Give me about 5-10 minutes, and we'll be back on here.